attitude, I'll keep coming back to this, attitude is everything. Your attitude about what progress means, your attitude about colonics and enemas, embracing them and being excited about them and being grateful for them, and the fact that this awaken release technique exists, rather than thinking, I gotta eat my greens, I gotta wash my intestine, I've got to do this. That's the wrong attitude. That's just you'll never get anywhere. But if you think, whoa, okay, there's a way out of here. I'm going to get progressively better as I awaken and release the waste that I'm misguidedly saturated my tissue with for several decades. This is amazing. Great. Let me do this with these incredible people and keep going and see what happens and watch my symptoms go away and watch my limitations dissolve and see what I become. Who am I under all that? Let's get the landfill off the garden and see what the garden looks like, and then let's see what grows in the garden. And then you start living. It's this existing thing isn't living. It's when we get that which is suppressing our ability to express, when we get it off of us. Because the cells also want to express, even just releasing cellular waste. They can't even get out of their own way to do what they need to do. Talk about being stuck. Your self is stuck. Your cells are stuck. It's no coincidence that self and cell are so similar. So many words in the English language, you can pick up on connections even just intuitively, and start to make connections there. But your cells need to be unsuppressed. Your self needs to be unsuppressed. You need to be fluid like water. You don't want to be stuck like the calcification that is its opposite. And what happens after calcification, you have the breeding of pathogens. Stagnant waters are poisonous waters. You want to be fluid and flow. This is why the more the more obstruction there is in the body, the more stagnation there is, which means the more pathogenic poison is going to develop, and that's going to eat you alive. That's your rot. That's what waste does. It goes into you and it rots. And people get, it's a harsh word to hear. I've gotten used to using it because I like to use real words for things, because tell it like it is. It is rot, and that's what modern aging is. It's a cycle of decay. It's the death cycle, and it's simply because we're conditioned and taught and trained from day one to just consume, and it's just stuff up the body, and that stuffing up causes this pathogenic result. So, it's cause and effect. It's one of the central laws of the universe. Once we get a beat on it and we can understand what we're doing wrong, we can turn it around for the better. So your attitude is everything, around everything, and just keep that in mind. It's all in how you look at things, and it's all in remedying the way you were taught and trained, brainwashed to believe in things versus what's actually true. And you'll know it's true because you'll see the result. You'll see that if you take the garden analogy, when you remove the error, then it's self-evident. You see the garden regenerate. When you remove the error in the body, you see the body regenerate. So it doesn't have to be something you have to ponder for too long. That's why I wanted to speed this cleanse for you guys, so you could really see what happens when you do everything right to create the conditions for a sufficient cleansing. In order to see the result in 7 days, you'll see that you're going in the right direction. And when you're going in the right direction, you keep going. You want to stay in that direction. There's also this saying, I believe it was Winston Churchill who said, when you're walking through hell, keep going. And that's also true, because you have to get out of it. And sometimes I've experienced that personally. I'm sure many of you have too, that you just, sometimes there's nothing you can do but just keep going. But when you're on the right track, when you are dealing with obvious truths, don't abandon them. You keep making sense of them. You get closer to them. You make them a part of your immediate toolbox. You make them a part of yourself.